Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. Over on total for the daily, we are pushing forward after getting our breakdown from our pattern, so hopefully you're able to capitalize on that. VWAP is pushing up, momentum is gaining strength, and our money flow is heading forward, so we do look positive. If that can continue, we may see some bullish momentum from here, and there was some positive geopolitical news that we mentioned that was mentioned in our Discord, so thank you to Abolisher for bringing that up and letting us know when that happened. But over on total, we did initially get that breakdown. We did get an early breakdown. We did warn about seeing that after getting the third touch, so you could have capitalized on that by having your buy order set ahead of time. Now, that would set you up for some decent gains. It's not like life-changing gains right now, but if things continue to be positive, then we will continue forward. We do have a higher highs with higher lows. Watch for these bottoms and tops to connect though. Remember, when the bottoms and tops connect, that can create a rising channel, and a rising channel is a bearish pattern that does break you down over time, so that could still push us down if we're not careful. That momentum overall is weakening due to that VWAP pulling back, but now that VWAP is in the bullish territory, so if it continues a bullish trend by getting higher highs and higher lows, momentum will continue forward, money flow will remain green, and we will continue to strengthen the higher time frames, retracing our losses and potentially continuing forward toward our MPP projection of hitting around that 936 and maybe above. So that would be retests of the previous highs that we had. Over on Bitcoin for the daily, we did have a similar MPP projection of 103K. It looks like that did disappear now. It is projecting lower, so I would exercise caution on that. But remember, just because it shows up doesn't mean it's guaranteed. So just like any other indicator, use confirmation. Our stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, momentum is gaining strength, our VWAP is in the bullish territory trying to push forward. If that VWAP can make a higher low here, then follow it with consistent or higher highs, we can continue forward. That'll give that money flow strength and push us forward, giving us that bullish momentum needed to push around that 93K. That's our next major resistance that we would have. If we kind of zoom here, we do have some other resistance somewhere around like this 90K. That's a psychological support resistance area. If you're not familiar with that, visit our Mastering the Trade videos. As a playlist we have on YouTube. I can't get words out today either. That's a playlist on YouTube, and then you can see more basic concepts to more advanced concepts. It does get into some of these patterns and how to trade these patterns using confirmation. Now, if you would have watched here, this could be our possible confirmation because we did get a breakup. We did retest and try to break away and invalidate our pattern, but the bulls were able to push us forward and we got another retest followed by a push up. So if we can break past this 85.4, then we would continue bullish momentum, and there is a 62% probability of pushing around that 86K, just like our pattern said we could. Momentum does want to push forward. VWAP is gaining strength. Money flow is pushing up. So overall, the 1 hour does look positive. And as long as they stay a little more positive, again, in the geopolitical landscape, I could see that continuing. Over on graph for the daily, we are pushing forward. I would warn that does look like a slight gap, so we will look at the 1 hour. VWAP is pushing forward, momentum's gaining strength. It does have a green dot. Money flow is pushing up. RSI and stochastic do look pretty decent. So overall, we do look like we could continue forward here as well. But over on the 1 hour, we do have a gap. So I would watch around that 77.89. If we do end up rejecting this area and pulling back, that could be a higher low as long as we don't break below that gapped area. And then we could still continue forward. Remember, gaps have an 80% likelihood to fill. So that means there's an 80% chance of that filling. It doesn't mean it has to happen, but watch for bearish momentum. If we get bearish momentum, then you want probability on your side. So you may want to take some profits if you're at a decent average, if you're doing some swing trading there. Our VWAP is pushing forward. It does have a higher low, a very short low. It did kind of peak in the bearish territory, and now it's pushing forward, as giving momentum and money flow strength. And if that continues, that will strengthen those higher time frames and help price run up. So we could see a pretty decent run. Remember, we did have that possibility of pushing to around that 11 cents. So I would watch. We could push up to there, come crashing back down, retest this area, and then maybe come up. Remember, that could be months. So if that probability were to come to fruition, it could take weeks to months to happen. From here to here, this is March 25th. This is actually, I'm reading the wrong date. So March 17th or March 10th here, and then March 26th. So that was 2 weeks for that run. So it can take quite some time when we're talking about these possibilities. Just because we mentioned there is a possibility of something, again, doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen. And you do want to wait for your confirmations on your patterns. But over on XRP for the daily, we are trying to bounce forward, so this could be a higher low, which could set us up for a higher high and give us some bullish strength to see that higher MPP target. I'm not going to say that $14 is probable, but it could try to push us at least toward the $3 range, and we could talk about revisiting that and then consider higher prices afterwards. Our stochastic does want to push up, RSI is gaining strength, VWAP does want to break through, so we do have a higher low here. If followed by another strong bullish wave, momentum will push forward, money flow will break green, and we would be set up to push forward with strong price action. Over on the 1 hour, does look like we did try to consolidate a bit. Now we're trying to push forward, so we would want to draw a parallel channel, and our highs and lows do not connect in a straight line very well. Right here, it kind of broke away. So this could mean that this may be part of that. This could mean we may see a rejection if we do not see a push above around this 207. If we break that 207, then we may make that push toward that MPP target of that $2. However, if we're able to invalidate that move by pushing off that support level and continuing up, there is a possibility of pushing to 212, but it's about a 50-50 chance of getting stuck here and pushing down or pushing up. So if you're looking for any kind of signal to take profits, this could be it for you. But in order to take profits, you would have had to buy way back here. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like and subscribe and join us in the Discord.